going anywhere.
I'm just worried about his capabilities. Will you be able to stop him? We don't know. I don't know.
Well, when he's locked inside of a chest turning a key that blows up, yes, I'm pretty sure we're gonna be fine.
And if it doesn't work?
Then whatever steps out certainly isn't going to be fine. Listen, alright? An opportunity is going to present itself. I don't know how, and I don't know when, but when it does, I'm going to kill him. I'm just warning you of that. Like, God forbid if we're ever in a fight, and he's at 1/3 of his life essence, one of my fireballs is going to go astray. It's going to happen.
Yeah. I get it.
Alright. I know you guys have history. But I would like to continue living long enough to make more history. And I don't trust him to allow that when these cards and chips hit the table at the end of our little delve. So, I guess I am comforted knowing where you stand. Although, I suppose where war is standing would be the only other concern. Preferably 65 feet away. And perhaps with difficult terrain.
It's going to be hard to find 65 feet in this tight of quarters.
Yeah, I mean, just as long as he can't bull rush over and axe me before I can explain why I just nuked a man.
Player reminder, I have 40 feet of movement.
Suddenly realizing
my calculations are incorrect.
Her last words were, math bites!
15 feet!
Wait!
Oh dear.
Alright, yeah, that's all I needed to talk about.
Yeah.
I give you a reassuring pat on the not damaged shoulder.
It will immediately then cut back to Brolin. Yes, you'll be fine.
So they are together.
Bro,
What?
Brolin gives you like a really sly smile. Why do you care?
Says, I was just curious. I didn't see it really. But
They've gotten pretty close. The old tension in the camp.
Ah,
Romantic tension. Isn't that, what would you call that, War?
I've only ever seen them as friends.
yes. I don't know if this is a narrative you are coming up with, or if it is.
War doesn't know romance. I'm sorry, War.
He looks over at War. He says, "I believe your friend is a little bit wiser than you presume, Roland. Perhaps maybe you are embellishing things, but you could."
Yeah,
be
you don't have
true.
to. I don't have. You know what? I've slept near them enough to hear. Okay.
Says,
What?
well,
What? The fuck?
I mean, we have had
It's a small
to.
camp-
We have
it's
had
a
to
small
rest
campsite.
in. We've had. I agreed. I'm not judging you. We have had to rest inside of the magic that Alexandria has provided us. So, it makes sense. But I just perhaps you are seeing something I am not. Maybe dwarven wisdom that I don't have.
He's dwarven wisdom. Want to mess with Alexander? I mean,
She seems to be quite an aspiring wizard, very powerful. Many spells I do not know myself. I imagine that as long as everything goes according to plan and none of us get horribly hurt, we can all have a good friendship on the other side of this, and perhaps she will teach me some of those spells.
She's not really nice.
Says, I have noticed that she's not very nice to you, Brolin. Everybody else, she seems to be
Well,
very...
you think it's just my personality?
I do not want to be the one to step in between any of you. I'm only a newcomer to this group, but it would seem that you and her have some conflict. Competitive or otherwise, I am unsure.
No, she's just, she's alright. She's a little, you know, there's that time, you know, when she turns into a dark angel and it gets really spooky. But, yeah,
I'm very interested to
she's
hear
great.
more about that. Perhaps another time, though. We should get back to the others
Yeah.
and not
Well-
dawdle.
Or do you think I should summon some, like, little crit? Should I turn into a... You know what?
Roland, are you okay?
For some reason, I can't turn my... It's weird. I can't describe it. It's like, I don't have, any inhibition. Man, I wish I was... Why'd I say
You
that? Anyway,
seem not okay. He looks at Victor.
She says,
I'm fine.
we should get back to the others. Whifflespark has been gone a little while.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go back.
See if he has discovered anything.
Oh, but what I was coming over
Sorry.
here for is for the people who were here yesterday. Since what happened in the other room was yesterday, you remember what each of the chests do. Was there anything visible that happened to the center chest?
One was frozen. One was... I seem to have forgotten everything in my sleep. Wonderfully. One was frozen, very cold. There was another, I believe, gunpowder. There was a fire explosion. Correct me if I'm wrong, Alexandria. I don't remember what the third one was. We didn't...
I remember an onyx chest and a rusted chest.
I'm mostly interested in the rusted chest. Did anything happen to the rusted chest?
From what you and Alexandria of Alfing would recall, if Whifflespark is addressing it towards you, or both of you, in any case, you guys would recall that it seemed to shudder and flakes of rust sort of poofed off of it onto the floor.
Okay.
Did the chest change? Did it become clean? Or
It like shook, but it retained the same amount of rust effectively, just pushing some off.
Oh,
Bit of a
I just
cloud.
wanted to see if there was something visual I could.
it retained the same amount of rust effectively?
Okay.
Yeah, it didn't clean itself off or anything. There were still floats.
I was just trying to see if there was any changes that happened to that room that we could see, so I could know if the cleaning crew went into that room, so we'd know if there's a
scoured-
way to get into that room with the cleaning crew.
I scoured the walls. I didn't see any entrances.
Yeah, but we scoured this wall too.
He does have a point. Just because we were thorough doesn't mean we were good at it.
You hurt me.
Can I talk to the spirit?
Yeah,
Or is
you
that,
want to
like,
talk
not
to
a-
Moam? You can say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can address it.
So, Moa, do you know anything about this tomb?
It is unfortunate, Brolin. My captor did not allow me to possess such knowledge outside of making me well aware of the doom they were placing me under.
Oh.
I don't believe that the creature that made this place would be so inclined to make me able to help anyone in here more than just with what I have.
Have there been other people that you've helped?
There was a few others, yes.
Assuming they didn't make it out okay.
I have never met anyone in this tomb that did not perish I have felt them die, Brolin. It's a very painful thing. I hope I will not feel the same for you. I have faith in your strength.
Oh, thanks. That's... this is auspicious. Alright. Well, thank you. Alright, never mind. I tried. Brolin spaces out for a minute.
Oh no, that's never happened before.
He stopped.
Quick.
He stopped talking and moving.
Good.
Just sitting there.
Perhaps we'll get something done.
Can I make an insight check if he stops and zones out?
What are you trying to incite? What are you like? Are you trying to see,
his behavior's off. Can I see? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything that has changed about him physically?
Make an insight check.
Looking him over. Okay. Nice. On
He
brand
seems to
right
be
here.
zoning out. That's it.
That's strange,
wait.
but I guess not out of the realm of possibilities.
Didn't you say his tattoo disappeared? Has it noticed?
Would you,
My insight was a 9, so
that is true. I'd say if a 12 or a 13 would probably.
I mean, my passive's like a lot, but you know,
Absurdly
I
a
wasn't.
lot.
I wasn't rolling for.
Your passive would I mean I would say it's a little too finite of a detail for your passive to catch like one.
Well, that's
of
what I'm saying.
Roland's
Is I'm
many
making an
tattoos.
active.
Yeah.
I'm making an active check.
Yeah.
Dustin's trying to help me, but
I know it's okay.
I fucked up with the dice.
Does War realize that? I want to know if War realizes.
He'd have to be. War would have to be interested.
We're
in
making
looking...
circular checks now.
War's never interested in me.
Brolin, if you want to point it out to people, you can.
No,
Nobody's gonna notice one little tattoo.
I was gonna say, if you got something to say, just say
unless
it out.
they're
buddy,
looking
like-
at your arm.
No.
War was like
People
wondering
generally don't
about
look
it earlier,
at him
but
very often.
I don't know.
All right. Didn't mean to sidebar.
No, you're fine. It's part of the game.
Okay, so we either go down the big stairs or we figure out our way past the fan.
I've been thinking about that. I've been potentially turning into a smaller creature that would not activate the fans, but turning the fans off is the big question. Like, how are we gonna go about turning them off?
We said there wasn't a way to do that from the people that did teleport across, right?
We didn't see anything.
Yeah.
Or they didn't see anything.
Didn't see anything conclusive, but
What do we actually need from there?
The mace.
Do we
and revenge.
Can I? Excuse me.
What? That monkey was gonna kick our ass. Gotta show him who's boss.
I'd like
It's
to ask.
me.
I'd like to ask the important question of why we are going back for the mace, especially considering what is in that room still.
Yeah. When
So I was
the-
saying, why do we need it?
All right, listen.
One sec. When the question gets posed for going back for the mace, you guys talk about this thing that you encountered. The spirits inside Alexandria and Brolin, they both would act up in a certain way. So let me just let me just find this. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Where? Okay. Yeah. Both Moa and Ubalaka strongly advise. Like, Brolin, you would hear inside your. Well, I'll do Ubalaka first for others. Says,
No, not the monkey. Do not incite the monkey. You will regret it. Do not.
and Brolin, you would hear Moa say, "Oh, you're speaking of Wongo. You want to stay far away from Wongo."
Wait, can I make an intelligence check on something?
Go for it.
Can I remember about how far this tunnel was over, like...
What tunnel?
1 second. This tunnel was? Because I want to figure out how far this wall is.
Trying to figure out what you're pinging, what you're touching, what you're doing.
I've got an arrow. I want to know how far it is from this wall right here
Oh,
to the outside. So if I remember how far this tunnel is.
make an intelligence check. Yeah. You're trying to judge. Since you came from this direction, you're trying to judge the thickness of what this wall would be.
Yeah, I want to see if there is a possibility that there is another room there.
The 12. The door on the other side of that previous hallway the hallway that you entered the tomb in, did seal. And I think as you guys passed it, coming back from the west side of this level, I did note that it seemed like the tile traps in that hallway were also undone as well. So not being able to go down there and judge that distance, since you were in the middle of kind of opening a door, almost falling down a trap, almost dying with full spark, I would say you would judge anywhere between, God, it could be 5 feet thick, it could be 30 feet thick.
Okay,
anywhere between
it's
there.
a good amount for me to know, because I don't expect a room for anything less than like 50 feet.
Okay.
So, if I think it's going to be a smaller amount like that, that's fine.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to know is how many floors are there beneath me from the railing?
What's your site?
120.
120? 4.
4? Okay, never mind. There's nothing on that wall. Okay.
And then it dips into darkness. You can't really see the bottom.
I thought the bottom we could.
Let me
The
see.
120 people could see the bottom.
Okay, yep, it was 100. Yep. You can see the bottom.
Okay, but there's 4 floors. I'm fine with that. That means there isn't anything on these front walls.
You know, as much as I want to be gung-ho about this, perhaps Valfing does speak some sense here. There's nothing to be really gained from going after that monkey other than risk and some mace that honestly nobody here is even going to use.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying. Usually you're one for jumping into danger, but yes, we should not
Make an insight
waste
check,
our...
Ralphie.
I mean, to be fair, what I'm going to recommend next is exactly what you would expect.
God, I know. Please.
Yeah, he's an asshole apparently.
Anyway, yes, I don't think that we should waste our time digging for a back door into something that we might find unsavory, if you know what I mean.
Well, the main thing was I want to make sure that we don't need all of these for the end.
Well, I do suppose that if we did, it's not going anywhere.
Was
Ooh.
there something in the riddle that said anything about a number of keys required? Or...
The only reference to keys was they only turn from the inside.
So there was nothing to do with any sort of weaponry or artifacts or...
Ooh.
Can I flip through, like, while they are talking, she kind of trails off thought. Do I have time to flip open Orvex's journal and do a quick, like, sift through? If there's any, like, a list of items, maybe?
Yeah, make a quick investigation.
There's also definitely not anything else on this floor, because this warning only deals with 3 things.
So...
Oh gosh, is there going to be another pedestal on the next floor telling us what to look out for?
Probably.
is there such thing as a passive investigation?
Yeah.
Because the wording on observant is +5 bonus to passive wisdom and intelligence investigation scores.
Yeah.
So, does that mean passive investigation gets the +5?
What's your investigation score without the +5 right now?
It's not super good,
What
which
is
is
it?
why I was wondering. It is +2, so...
Okay. Yeah, your passive would be 17.
So more of a Watson, less of a Holmes.
Yeah, that's what I'm assuming. Because
You want to use your passive?
no, I would like to. I would like to roll. I'd like to get. I'd like to do this. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Our rolls are great.
Your passive is the same as mine.
That's a very nice investigation.
Yeah. You
Way to go, Sherlock.
yeah, you pour through the pages. You start looking for any what were you were looking for specifications on, like items?
Some maybe like a pattern relating to something in the tomb that requires the coming together of either the in relation to the animals or the spirits, or maybe a set of items that's required to get through a certain point, maybe an obstacle in the tomb.
Nothing like that. I'll remind you of Orvex's journal's limitations, in that Orvex in life loved the idea of he was studying Omnuan culture. He was an expert on Omu. But as far as this place, he described as far as the tomb, the door that he saw, he definitely lists in his journal concerns that the door that the Red Wizards went to, the one that you used to get through here, was odd that the tomb itself even existed the way it did. It didn't really fit with the historical norms of Omnuan culture, of just sort of the way it was carved, the way it was done. He even described that some of the statues outside the tomb were so sort of haphazardly put together in comparison to other things that he said it felt almost as though the Omnuans were rushed to complete this whatever this sort of structure was, that was what the Red Wizards at least perceived was going beneath the city itself. Yeah, you'd even see I think a passage from Orvex himself. I mean, obviously it's all written by him, but something very much just sort of an internal thought. It says, "Oh, it is odd that with the worship of the 9 gods and the coming of age, and how much they've been sort of built into the architecture of the world, that they would so quickly put together these shrines. I was expecting something of a little more love put into it, but some of the markings behind, any average archaeologist would look upon it and not see a difference, but my eyes are keen. The more subtle parts of the statues are there are scrapes of just of a level of amateur, really." And yeah, he would just go on about how the tomb itself, the way it's built, well, not the tomb itself, but the door, the whole situation outside just didn't fit Omnuan culture. And as far as like the 9 trickster gods and like items, he does go into the details of like collecting the stones to open the door, which he also found to be odd. But as far as details of anything inside of here or what's going on in this area, you could search for hints, and even with that 19, you could try to like pull together some conspiracies in your head, but nothing seems concrete.
When did Omu fall? Do we know?
Oh, you do know when Omu fell. 100%. Oh god, my history.
Also, at some point, Whipple Spark is going to want that book.
1 second. I just need to. Yeah.
Well, we continue to discuss what we're going to do, should probably lean back against the wall and start flipping through a couple pages, kind of like, back and forth.
Timeline.
Yeah.
I just want
seeing if there's something.
Timeline. So. Okay, so yeah, it would definitely, you would know from Orvex's journal. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say any of this. You'd have to look that up.
How much of it would I know?
How much of it would you know? Make a history check. Oh, okay, yeah, no, absolutely.
Whipple Spark is a professor of archaeology.
More than 100 years ago. More than
Okay.
100 years ago, but not anything much further away. You know that.
So within my life.
You know that Ubtao abandoned or at least that is what people say, that Ubtao abandoned the city and it started to fall from being an empire about 200 years ago, and it was only within it only lasted about another 100 years before it was sort of wiped off the map.
So within my lifetime, though. Okay.
Yeah. Wait, yeah. How old are you?
212, I think. Look.
So interesting. You could have.
214.
You could have. I want to know someday. You don't tell me now if he ever visited this place.
It's no longer
before
current events from your lifetime.
From your lifetime, yeah. I'm curious if maybe that's something about Whiffle Spark. Anyway,
fucking elves, other long-lived things.
Yes, be jealous of my lifespan, dear.
There's only one person in this group older than him, and I don't know that. Or I'm assuming. I don't trust that thing.
So yeah, just flipping through the pages while people deliberate, searching for that.
Aside from some curiosity and perhaps caution to make sure we aren't missing anything, I would rather just start making our way down, as opposed to burning a spell and checking the water tunnels for where that waterfall perhaps goes.
So there might be a secret tunnel down there.
That's what has me both curious and concerned. Perhaps it's a way into the back rooms of some of the lower floors.
I don't know.
So there is one thing we could do that is not bright, but it's one thing we could do.
If it's not bright, I don't want to do it.
Actually, there's a bright way we can do it. We could do we could send Fiera down and look down the waterfall.
I mean, we could.
Because maybe it just drops like 10 feet.
It's just a lot more interesting for me and more boring for everybody else to just sit here watching me pilot a owl. But
or we can do the Wiffle Spark on a string or the Brolin on a string.
No, that's just stupid. Wait a minute. The Brolin on a string. I mean, he's more likely to survive a fall should the worst happen. So I'm more likely to agree with that plan. But
can you turn into a salmon, Brolin, in case he falls on the waterfall?
Oh no! Don't do the fish thing. Don't do the fish thing. It's a bad idea.
Oh, I was saying a salmon so he can come back up.
Oh no, he's gone. Oh. He already turned into a fish. He's gone.
I was going to work for the salmon. That way, salmon can go up waterfalls, right?
They can go up like smaller waterfalls. Depending on how big this one is, he's kind of fucked.
I can't turn into a salmon.
What? You could turn into a raptor, but you can't turn into a salmon.
It don't work like that.
I think it works exactly like that. Why can't you turn into a salmon?
Because I have to, like... You don't know what it's like to be a druid. I have to study these animals. I have to study their biology. No, I have to study their biology, their habits, their everything to turn into them, okay? I'm not gonna spend 80 hours to invest into to become a trout.
I don't think you have to study them. I think you just have to see them once and it just magically works out for you because you're gifted.
No.
That was not convincing.
I mean,
I think you know I'm right, and you hate that. You hate that, don't you, Brolin?
I mean, yes, it's true. I do hate that. And it is true. But to be perfectly honest, I did not... I have to look at a trout. I have not looked at a trout.
Somebody dropped a picture of a trout.
It doesn't work like that.
I was gonna go with salmon.
I've been preparing a ritual, by the way.
Are you starting a ritual right now?
While you're drawing? What?
I have
Drawing a circle.
I have leveled up my multitasking to such a high level with Brolin.
If you were trying, it was not successful during your conversation with Brolin. It could start now, though.
You give him a concentration check, maybe?
No, it's just that to require 100% concentration. There's no way she does it with Brolin.
It's true. He does irritate me. All right, so I guess I will begin my ritual to summon my owl back.
Okay.
The only company I can truly trust.
Oh, so Ed, I wanted to. I'm. Let me know if I'm abusing this too much.
What?
But I want to speak to the Moa spirit.
You're playing D&D, man. You do you.
Do you know
how I got these scars? I'm sorry.
How far have you? Who's the farthest has taken you in this tooth?
She her voice surfaces again. I only remember their face, not their name. I don't even quite remember where we went. It is a part of this curse, I think, that I am meant to only help you in limited ways.
Do you know if we're gonna need that mace that's it's got a spirit in it, doesn't it?
A mace?
The monkey.
The thing you were talking about, yes. It seemed as though you were describing what very well may encapsulate Wongo's soul.
Are we gonna need him for this?
I don't believe Wongo will be necessary. If he were to embody any of your friends, I can tell you they would only become untrustworthy, Brolin. His intents are madness.
Well, I get that, but do you know if, whoever put you here made a trap so that we're gonna need all of you?
I'm so sorry, Brolin. I don't have that information. If I did, I would tell you.
I know. Give me 1 second. Then he moves to Alexandria. Alexandria.
Oh, you better be 5 feet away from me.
I am. Alexandria.
5 more feet.
Make a concentration check, Alexandria.
Oh, no!
Twice in this situation.
Look what you made me do, Brolin.
Look what you made me do.
You hold on to it, but it'll be harder if he keeps at it.
All right, I'll just wait.
Brolin.
That would be best.
What?
Brolin.
What?
You said something about a spirit earlier.
All right, come here. Come over here. Just so I don't sound. No, right here.
Ward nods at Alexandria, and then goes outside.
She mouths, "Thank you."
Hey, I can read mouths now.
So, all right, you're gonna find this crazy, but this staff, he wiggles the staff around. It had one of those gods in it.
Was it Moa?
Yeah. She's in my head now. It's kind of weird, and I can't stop telling the truth. It's pretty odd. I don't know how I feel about it. It makes me uncomfortable, but I can't say anything without any inhibition, though. And I think Alexandria has one too. But she's not talking about it because she's so secretive.
Because of
For no reason.
Wow.
I am taking notes on Alexandria's ritual.
Yeah, make an Arcana check with Spark.
So,
Can I assist him and point out?
Sure.
The different symbols and stuff?
If you notice he's studying it and you want to help him, and Wiffle Spark's cool with that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Go for it. You know the spell.
I gave you +1.
I mostly just wanted. I'm studying it more for. I'm curious on how other people do magic.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, War?
I was assuming Moa from the skeleton we found there.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna bet. I'm not a betting. Well, no, yeah, I've bet before. I've lost a lot of money betting. Anyway, I'm thinking we might gonna need the monkey, which is in that room. He's got a mace. That mace they're talking about.
Why do you think we're gonna need it?
I don't know. It looks to me like a trap. Or it's gonna be a key or something.
You hear a voice inside your head. I'm telling you, you do not need him. It's a mistake.
What is it?
Yeah, she's telling me we don't need him, but it's...
What else has he told you?
She's told me she's stuck around this place. She can't really move. There've been countless people she's inhabited before, and they've all died. You know, all that depressing stuff.
No reason.
Is her needing or telling you? Do you believe her when she says we don't need Wongo, or do you think that's because of their history?
I don't mean to implement this in your head, Berlin, but I just want to remind you of the last time you did an insight check. You have never met anyone more truthful than the creature inside of you.
She speaks like, listen, I think I'm a good judge of character. She's not lying.
Ha! I heard that all the way over at my ritual.
She believes then.
Yeah, but then again, we might end up needing it. We don't know. Maybe she's never encountered something that she's seen like that before.
Yeah.
So, quick question: are you guys whispering?
No.
You can hear it. You can hear this whole conversation.
Gotcha.
They're right there.
Okay.
So
we're all like.
So
That's
in case,
it was a Harmon Quest reference.
Yeah.
so really, we only need. We may not need any of them to finish this. I'm sure they'll be useful,
Well,
but
it's certainly helpful. I don't want to try to use it right now, but I think I got like some additional power that it's granting me. I don't know, but
that's good. But we could pick and choose which ones we want to go after. My guess, the way that this tomb is set up, someone said there were 4 floors. We found 3 on this level. So my assumption is we're going to find 3 more tombs on floor 2 and 3. And then floor 4 might be where either a Sararak is or whatever the Soulmonger is.
that's true. Maybe there's nothing to be gained by this floor anymore. Maybe we should go down.
That's my thoughts. But, I mean, I'm not against exploring the whole thing so we know what is here.
Alexandria, the runes surrounding you finally fill, and as they do, they take the shape of your lovely owl companion, and she rests right in your palm, your enclosed palms.
Aww. I give her some head pats.
Yes, which she's very receptive.
Okay, well, I don't need permission for them to proceed, so I guess I am just going to go ahead and start flying around. I can drag her into the map?
Yep.
Sweet. Alright. Okay. Do I need to have her make any checks for flying? Oh, I do not have vision on her.
Okay. Let me get you some vision on her.
Oh wait, that's hold on.
That's your hawk.
That's my hawk. There we go.
You can see.
This I do.
Okay,
yep.
Cool. She will need to make a check. I'll note that the ceilings vary between a couple of feet to a couple of inches from the water, in places. So it's a point of like crawl up, crawl like it was the same situation when you went through the maintenance tunnels before. But even going towards where the direction of the waterfall. She'll still be flying low, so she'll need to make at least one check. Acrobatics.
Aerial acrobatics.
Okay. It gets a little bit close. A wave might come up and clip her tail feathers just a little bit, and there might be a moment of wobbliness where she almost hits the water, but she keeps and maintains her flight. You can have her fly down the rest of the way, and I think the way that we decided to do this is I'm not going to describe anything. You're just going to see.
Yeah, and
I will ask you questions when things are pertinent.
Okay, so I guess my question here is, in this room, is there any exit other than the waterfall, or does it simply plummet?
Having her sort of flap around the room, make a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. Just as a reminder, she does have dark vision for 120
Actually,
feet.
what's her passive? Don't ever do the check. What's her passive?
Her passive is 13. She does get advantage on perception checks.
Okay, cool.
Hearing insight.
So, nothing that she can see for like any other way out other than down, which is darkness.
For 120 feet?
Yep.
Can I have her plummet?
You can.
Alright, I will have her plummet.
Okay, it's going to take...
until she hits the bottom.
Okay. I forget how to do this, per se. There is a way for me to... Ooh. There's a way for me to change this for everybody but you. Or just have only you, and I can't quite remember how to do that. I just have to...
Well, you can always just drag us off of... Because we won't be able to see anything, just him
You
anyways.
won't, but there's also a way that I should be able to show one person. I just want to see if I can do it really quick. I just can't remember how it's done. I'm just going to see if it's maybe just dragging a character. That'd be really cool if it was that easy, but it's probably not. Let me just quickly see if I can do it. I used to be able to. This is a bummer. I can't remember what it is. Okay, no one's going to be able to see anything, and if you do, look away. Look away. Let me...
Away.
Yeah.
Look away or have your inspiration stolen.
I got a new tab.
No, I can see blackness.
Okay, good. Alright.
I don't think any of us have characters on this level. I don't think we'd be able to see anything.
Okay. Alright. Does she need to make a check for this?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm staying very vague. I would be giving you a lot of, like, hear, see, taste, you know, whatever. But I don't even know...
So now I have a lot of questions.
I know you do.
Oh, no. Alright. Would it be possible
They can go on. They can go under that.
Can...
go under that?
Is it possible to copy paste the description in a chat to me? Would that be effective? Or
it's... I think I could. It's just a little bit difficult. So pause then. Pause then.
Okay.
My only reason is to expedite this process so that it's not just you and me pasting like 400 things to you. But it's fine. Let's get these to you. So let me give you what you have so far.
Valfine, are you observing? What are you able to see me right now?
Yeah, I'm just like right. I can't see the map, but the corridor comes up, and then there's like the door. It's just like on the corner of the door. If you're still in the room, yeah, I can see you.
I'm doing these in order, by the way. So this was the first thing when you went down the hall, when you first turned out of the room that you left.
All right.
And then I'll keep going. This will work out. It'll just take just a little bit of work on my end, so have just a tiny bit of patience for me.
I mean, if it's work, we can totally skip that, and I can.
I'm kind of having fun sending these to you. I'm enjoying this. I'm just gonna.
Are you getting like echolocation snapshots of?
The reason why I asked Valfine is because you would be able to lip read her as she's got her eyes closed, brows furrowed, concentrating on what she's seeing through Fiera, but she can still move her lips. She's just mouthing, "What the fuck?"
And Delphine literally got a feat to read lips.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I pointed that out.
So we can put them back where they were. Yeah.
To gently put my hand on Valoria's shoulder while she's doing whatever she's doing in there.
I'm not even at this point, this isn't character theatrics. I am also like, what the fuck? Shit, son. Alright, I'm guessing these are walls, correct?
You can get through. Yep.
Okay, so now I have...
Oh wait, I have another bit I have to send you.
Wait, there's more horror.
Alright.
So, I do want to clarify, in the last description, not the one you just sent, but the one prior, the dangling, dead dangling, or...
alive.
Oh, that somehow is even more concerning. Okay.
This is turning out to be a great session.
Sounds like we're in for some.
You can also fly. You can fly under here.
It sounds like the waterfall is the way to go.
Okay, so
The way. So do you mean the way to go or the way to go? Yeah.
all right.
Well, those aren't mutually exclusive.
I am going to. All right, so there's a tiny crack here. Can she fit through that?
Make an acrobatics.
Okay.
Gonna hit the wall.
Slap.
Evaporates.
She hits the wall.
Oh wow, with a 19. All right.
It is literally like this. Like it's like having to go in from the side. It's bigger looking on the map than it is in the actual.
Is it like an arrow slit?
Yeah, like an arrow slit level of.
Well, I suppose she doesn't need to fly through it. She could perch on it and then just waddle.
She can perch around it. I think that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just want to get eyes, and I'll describe some more to you here.
Christ. All right, I'm becoming OP at this point, so I'm going to just have her recall.
Okay, so you don't want this description?
Oh, you know what? I'll take that last one.
You take that last one? All right.
He's got the box feels.
Just a little more.
Just one more. Just one more pull.
Just one more.
Listen, guys, just straight up. Next time you go dungeon delving, be a wizard with a familiar. This is the way to go.
Okay.
I mean, it makes a ton of sense.
Are you recalling her?
Yeah, I'm gonna have her come back, but I really would want to concentrate going up the waterfall and trying to find any notable stairs or ladders or
make a perception check and then an athletics check for when she has to come back through that tight hall. So 2 checks from her, and then I'm just gonna move us back to the other side.
Okay, I'm gonna make the perception with advantage because it says I get that, but I just want to make sure.
That's fine.
Okay.
As a reminder, can't you just poof her after you get what you need?
But then I'd have to re-summon her, right?
No, you can auto poof.
Oh, well, I did want to see that tunnel.
Yeah. Nothing though.
Okay, so I'm going to poof her.
Okay, she poofs. Let me get her off the map, and we should be back on the regular map now. Yep.
Okay, so I'll bring her back so that she's just sitting in my lap, and I can pet her head and tell her, you did great. That's a good girl. I'm gonna look at the rest of the party, sweat, huge sweat beads just all over her face. I don't know where I've been, but it certainly doesn't feel like I was on Faerun.
Yeah, you feel the voice inside of you, just like,
We should not go. No, 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 not go.
that's what. Go ahead.
Wait, what did you see?
So, my initial theory was correct. That waterfall is definitely a way to surpass a great deal of things, but I don't know if where it goes is where we want to be.
What
Where
was
does it lead?
The best way I could describe it is that waterfall is going to plummet for about 200-300 feet in complete darkness, and it's going to drain into some huge chamber with giant gears and chains suspended from the ceiling. And were they moving?
Yeah.
They were part of a machine. They weren't just decorative.
More like maintaining.
Okay. So it's just perpetually grinding away as gears do, but then there were those dwarves that we saw suspended on chains, like a giant conveyor belt of them.
What's a conveyor belt?
It's a belt that conveys things from one point to another.
Okay. Speaking?
It's that technology isn't present everywhere.
No, it absolutely is. You would know what a conveyor belt is there. They would be and will be actually active not only in this adventure, I won't tell you where, but it makes sense for those like at least a chain conveyor belt.
Okay.
Existing for like mining purposes.
And the water was dark and it looked almost slimy. I imagine it's infused with oil from the machines, and there's light coming up from beneath and pinpricks of it. Perhaps they're jewels or gems or actual lights. I am awestruck at what I have witnessed, and imagining that it's just a few hundred feet beneath us shakes me. I thought we were just in a dungeon, but we're in something a lot darker than that.
Giant machine of some kind with bodies.
Could it be the soulmonger?
No. I know what this is. This is fake. This is all fake.
What do you mean?
It has to be.
It's the Matrix.
She like motions at the dungeon. This is a facade. That is why that stupid old man that got blown up into ash and clouds, and he isn't here to freak out with me. That's why it looks like it was hastily constructed, and that's why it doesn't fit with the rest of the city. This is a front.
A front for what?
I don't know. But that makes no sense.
It does a little. If you're wanting to protect yourself and a thing that you have, and you build something like this to kill as many people that come looking, you expunge your entire history from the known world. You have to maintain this. You said the dwarves were hanging there? Could have been making them?
No, they look like real dwarves. Unless they're harvesting dwarves.
They didn't look like they were in pain, nor did they look like they were dead.
Over in the corner.
It looked like being transported. None of them were really moving.
I'll take a look at the bodies from before.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
So I wasn't here for this fight.
Did the water at the bottom of the waterfall look dangerous or deep?
Oh, very deep, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, outside of other details, you see that the clothes, the armor, very haphazard, very taken from different pieces. And upon further inspection, it looks like these different pieces, these weapons, everything, even the tools, look to have probably been modified for sure, but they all look to belong to different regions of the world. And I think you can conclude at the 15 that these are pieces and parts of people who have come before. Not the dwarf itself, but the bits and bobs around it. The dwarf seems like a albino dwarf that has been turned undead in, whatever fashion of necromancy that was used, but the things upon it look to be, its dressings are definitely haphazard, probably pulled off of, you assume, dead adventurers.
And that place that we found the night before we came in here was a slave pen of sorts, with them making things to come in here.
So they're repairing the tomb. They're resetting it.
Well, these guys were.
So, I told this to War, but I think I should tell you all too. The spirit that's inside me now told me I'm not the first person that it's helped or tried to help.
These dwarves look to be outfitted with remains of other people.
Yeah. That doesn't make any sense.
It makes perfect sense.
No, but with all the UNT up in the capital, how could all these people get in here?
Maybe they were here before.
Been a long time.
Well, the last time I was in Chult, they weren't everywhere.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What?
Hold on. Continue.
But the idea is to keep the seal or the plug on your jug of horror as in tip-top shape as possible.
Yeah, but why?
You don't want someone popping the cork.
Well, also these 9 spirits fought back against him when we first, in that vision. He could be preventing them from helping other people.
Ed,
Mm-hmm.
I have to ask a question.
Okay, yeah. What's up?
How far away was the dock
From where? In relevance to where?
from where we are right now? Would you say it's within 500 feet?
Maybe, yeah.
Are you gonna dimension door down there? Don't dimension door down there. You have no idea what the air is like. You have no idea whether it's breathable.
Exactly, if it's breathable. My familiar was in there.
That is a fey being.
It breathes.
Okay, so we don't know anything what's down there. If it's trapped, if something or God knows whatever is down there.
First off, everything here is trapped. Second, this is the unexpected.
Bad things happen to people who speed run dungeons.
We're not speedrunning the dungeon. We are avoiding the mousetrap. Listen, when you make something like this, you need a way through without having to disarm your own traps. I think this is the way. It was a deep drop. No sane person would challenge it.
Was it deeper than our 4 floors?
Well, the owl couldn't see the bottom, right?
Not from up here. She has 120 feet of dark vision, so I had her drop until she hit water.
So it was a ways down.
Yes, but I remember the dock. I could take us to it.
Well, 2 people.
2 people. But I can cast the spell multiple times. I could get our whole party there.
Over the course of a couple of days, it take how many casts of the spell? Because it takes 2 per person you bring down there.
Yeah, because oh my god, because you'd have to come back and then take people down. You know how many casts you're going through there, buddy?
All right,
I can't. You can store wood in the ring. I know, but come on, please.
That's almost everybody in one go.
Then you have no spells.
Well, then I have no level 4 spells.
But how are we gonna?
Alternatively, there's something else that we could do.
We could take the stairs.
He says, or, in line with what Alexandria is speaking of, you are using, what is it called? Dimension Door?
Yes.
I believe I have seen that spell in practice before, and I believe what you did is something similar to what I can do, but at a little bit of a weaker level. See, I can move us all to some place else if I know it, or if somebody tells me of it in great detail. I can shift us through the earth, into the air, and into pretty much anywhere.
So we totally could go attack the monkey.
We could, but it is very potent magic.
Not a good idea.
And it can be dangerous if where I'm going is someplace that I don't have, well, the experience in being, and if you tell me of it, I can hopefully get us there without any harm, but there is some danger.
Well, is there a potential you could miss and send us down the waterfall?
Oh, yes.
I can dimension door us there. You can study the location, and then we can come back.
This is safer.
War wouldn't know this, but there's also the spells have kind of been on rails a little bit while we're in here. So
in my out of character head,
yeah.
we're going to get halfway down there and something is going to cancel and we're going to fall. So be aware that you don't remember Stone Shape anymore, ever, for any reason.
Well, even when the Dimension Door thing happened, like, wasn't it well, I guess that's all spells have been kind of modified.
They're flavored, yes,
yeah.
But we don't know. We don't know. We could teleport and wind up in a wall and take all that force damage and turn to pieces. So.
Oh, teleport's far worse than Dimension Door if you miss.
I know.
Very true.
I know.
Just putting it out there.
Mm-hmm.
It is so risky.
Victor's
we're in another dark tomb.
Yeah, Victor's like stroking his beard at the thought. He's on the same level of Alexander's excitement of like, how deep down again? This does sound promising.
If we really
big fat nope
trust in our mages, you Dimension Door down there and feather fall us on the other end.
I say I trust our mages. I don't trust the tunnel we're traveling through, if you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We have no idea what will happen.
But that's just the thing. We have no idea what will happen anywhere else.
But if it has come down to combat or something, I'm sure that we can fall back on at least that and make it down there in a safer manner. Meddling with this place as the place it is could have some serious consequence.
We're already meddling with this place. We've done nothing but kill its denizens since we've arrived.
Yeah, but there's a difference between meddling, modifying, and traveling through something.
Consider this. Your spell was already modified, right? You can't use melt through stone. All right, which means he won't let you use it.
I have already used Dimension Door.
We teleported past the fan. Remember?
That's true. That's true. But it also means didn't it turn into the shape of a
everything changes. Brolin, did you see my hand? And I snap, and the mage hand comes out, and it's all skeletal and disgusting.
That's true. But also consider this: that we catching these undead tomb dwarves, and going down these worker inner levels is also intended. It's also part of his plan, which means there could be a trap.
I'll tell you this, Berlin. You want to know where there's a trap? Down that stairwell on the next floor of the dungeon. You know where there's a trap? 5 feet forward from that position. You know where there isn't a trap? The secret entrance that I just found.
Question is, what does Brolin's crazy person in his head think?
Moa, what do you think?
Oh no.
Yeah.
By the way,
You know what they're talking about?
We're just gonna ask the
like
magic
that.
8-ball every time.
Brolin, are you
Moa,
asking Moa?
Talk...
What are you
Moa,
saying?
do you know what they're talking about?
My sources tell me no.
She lets out a sigh. Brolin, I'm a very patient god. I will reiterate one more time to you. I don't know anything beyond the walls of my sarcophagi, unfortunately.
God.
I'm
Sorry,
gonna
Brad.
keep poking Brolin to ask Moa things, even though
Okay.
I know.
I'm
won't
sorry,
answer.
Moa. It's peer pressure.
You
I
know,
understand.
what would be pure vindication for Alexandria is to know that Brolin drove the most patient of gods insane.
Oh my god.
My God.
Such it's just
Okay,
pure catharsis.
We test it. It sounds like you're hell bent on doing this. I understand. We've traveled together a while. I know that look in your eye.
It's a good look.
Also, be
I
able to
like.
get-
I like Victor's idea. You
I
two go
love
ahead.
Victor's idea.
You two go ahead. That will test with 2. He can guarantee. You said you can guarantee if you know the place that we will wind up where we should be.
Are you talking to Victor
To
or
Victor.
Alexander? Victor says,
Victor.
If I am described the location, there's a good chance I can get us there unharmed, but the magic is not exactly reliable if I haven't been there myself. But
Well,
if
that's-
Alexandria takes me there,
Of course.
You know, Brolin,
What?
you can turn into a spider, right?
Yes.
Could you say you could carry at least one person
You
comfortably?
could carry one person comfortably. Yes.
Could you carry, and I really despise asking this question, could you carry me comfortably?
Yeah. Why do you hate me so much?
I believe it's self-evident. So,
No, it's not.
well, not everybody is the wisest. But let me continue. I can summon Tensor's Disc. I will ride on your back. One of us will accompany me on the disc. We will descend safely down the tunnel using your spider-like grip on the walls, which I can guarantee definitely go all the way down. We can then spider walk our way onto a safe place, not necessarily the dock I am envisioning, and then I can open a dimension door and bring everybody there, or everybody, the rest of the group, since
How far-
half of us will already be down there.
How far down is this?
I'd say about 200 to 300 feet.
All right, 300 feet. Okay.
Is Featherfall easier to cast?
It is easier to cast, but I would deposit myself and everyone into the water below, and I can't guarantee that that water is safe.
Well, consider the following. That chasm you're talking about it's right, I could crawl down there if the surface was dry,
Mm-hmm.
which means I'll have to take my time walking down 200 feet, 300 feet, and I can only stay into a spider for an hour.
And there is a waterfall involved. Nothing is dry.
the This appears to be the best way, Brolin. I don't think that putting your feet on the wall is necessarily a good idea. So, puts her hand on Valoria's shoulder. Pats a couple times. I really don't like this. But
Brolin side eyes Victor, gives him the look.
He's sort of rubbing his beard right now, like doing the math in his head of like the magic situations. Like, she brings me there, come back, teleport, should be able. And he's just like going over. He's going over.
Listen, I understand there is risk involved, but everything in my spine is telling me that we are in a mousetrap, and with what I have seen, it is a mousetrap designed to kill us. We have been lucky thus far, but there's a lot of ifs. We might slip up, someone might die.
It also might be worth looking to see if there's a warning on the next floor, because if we actually paid attention to the warnings, it wouldn't have been that dangerous.
Potentially, but who's... I hate to be the one to point this out, but we only understood all those hints retroactively.
Yeah, but I know that they represent this now, so I will actually read them properly.
Yes, but I knew that they'd represented that on our way in.
I already stepped in the dog poop. I know where the poop is and what it smells like now.
Really, our choice is more of how many of these artifacts with the spirits in them do we want to gather before we get to the end.
Yeah, they're very useful. I think we could maybe get more of them.
Useful is a good word, except it has somehow side-eye Brolin. Things change a little bit, and I don't think that all of us falling under some sort of influence of another spirit is necessarily a good idea.
But do we want to leave their friends behind?
They all seem
They sound not at odds with the idea.
And
they all have a history. That story. There are at least 4 of them that are going to dislike specifically 4 others.
So the real question is, do we want to leave the flail snail behind? Flail snail was harmless.
I haven't weighed in on this yet, so I'm going to do this now. I do not want anything to do with them. However, if we are to read into how we've gotten here in the first place, we did need all of them to enter. We may need all of them to leave.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
If I were to design this place myself, I would certainly make it so you need to get every damn key to get out. That increases the chance of them dying.
We also
However,
possibly need more of these, and I pull the key skull out of Bedier's number 44's mouth.
there's no guarantee that we haven't already come across the lock that opens. Case in point, she motions to Valfine without saying anything.
Oh yeah, I was gonna have us test that lock with that.
My other point, being that Brolin has presented us with this information, they've helped people before, and none of them have lived. There's a very good chance that they may very well get us killed. She motions to the 3 dwarves that are a amalgamation of many different eras and cultures' armors. And she says, those dwarves ran the rat race. The people that armor belonged to went through the floors like we're trying to do. They're all
no
dead.
armor from my culture. My culture's probably fine.
Or smart enough not to do this in the first place. It doesn't really apply to us here. We are attempting this, and the best way to beat it is to not play the game as designed. He wants us to go floor to floor. The waterfall is the safest route. If we need to come back through it, if curiosity really controls us that hard, the safest way would be
Getting back
backwards.
up is going to be real hard.
But they know of the room. We can mark the place and return to it and dimension door back. Or Victor can teleport the party to a room he's already seen. That isn't my concern.
Sometimes he doesn't know these rooms very well.
He knows this room very well.
Oh my goodness.
I have been here. I could easily teleport here from pretty much anywhere.
And it is also part of the plan in the first place, so if Victor
Yes.
couldn't teleport here, then none of it works anyway.
Yeah, but is there like a chance you could fail?
He pulls out his spellbook and goes to through the pages. Let me just
As the DM quick jumps on.
D&D Beyond.
He pulls over the player's handbook right in front of everybody. The Victor does, yeah.
Sir, how many times can you teleport per day?
He smiles and says, "Enough."
Can you do it?
We could test it. Try to teleport out and then back in.
Can you do it at a high velocity while plummeting down a waterfall?
Says, no. The spell takes a little bit more time. Let me see here. Even if he's very familiar. So, very familiar is a place that you have been very often, a place you've carefully studied. Okay. Yeah, I think he'd say it is, what is associated object? Like, what does he have to have this be?
You have to pick up an object that is tied to that location, like not something that just got set down, but something that has remained in that location for a long time.
He just picks up one of the bolts off the ground, from the this thing here, the skull, and he says, "As long as I have this, shouldn't be a problem."
Okay.
Ley line.
I'm just saying, if you teleport out of the tomb and it lets you
Says-
teleport back in,
He throws it to the ground and he says, "Actually, Brolin, just your staff will do."
Fair.
It's fair. All right.
We're totally gonna teleport back to this room at some point, and there's gonna be a screaming skull.
Well, as long as we tell it no truths.
Yes, that is true.
Oh no, I can only tell the truth.
Well, then, Roland, I guess you'll just have to shut up for once.
Oh,
If it hasn't already been obvious enough. from my role playing.
Yeah, since you're bringing this up, Brolin, Moa's a little more talkative than Ubalaka about certain things, but there is something that would be mentioned here that I think is worth saying. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I think, yeah, as you start talking about Screaming Skull, that whole situation, you can hear Moa's voice inside your head. She says, "Oh yes, poor Nepartak. She was so young. Such a cruel fate for her to meet. Though, in some ways, a kindred spirit, that we would be buried together. I fear for her soul."
Yeah. I don't think we can save her, considering they keep rebuilding her.
She was only a child, meant to be ruler of so many people. And now look at her.
Wait, when did she die?
I believe it was when the city fell.
Oh, so years, okay. Not recent, hopefully.
Many souls.
so our answer is 0 more then? We want to go?
I suppose we should put it to a vote. Who wants to escape the kill maze? She raises her hand.
I'm
Victor raises his
this
hand.
I'm all for doing it, but I'm not pretty confident I can keep my grip on those walls.
We're not using you, Brolin.
Why you gotta
We're
belittle me like that? Come on.
You just said you weren't confident. We're going with the more surefire plan.
I just want to be a friend. I don't know why I said. Just ignore me.
Brolin, I've told you this before, and I will tell you again. You don't always get what you want.
You get what you need.
You get what you need. And she'll turn on her heel.
Yeah. Let's do it.
So what do you
Carefully.
think, War?
I'm fine going that way. I just want to make sure we're weighing that option of not having more of the spirit things with us.
Spirit things could be useful, and knowing the extra history of this would be useful too.
I don't know if we explained the vision thing that we saw.
Oh no, I've never.
One of the reasons we're here in the first place is we watched Omu fall. The 9 spirits of these things were fighting what took it down. That's why I think they're going to help us anyway. But
Oh yeah, you were telling me that. That's Temple of
Savros.
Savros. Yeah, that place is a ripoff.
it's really not.
Well, you know, I got nothing.
I don't know anything about the about what happened to this place. I was indisposed at that time of my life.
Wait, how old are you?
Old enough.
Are
You
you
should
telling me
know
you were
better.
alive when you'd have to be like 300 years old?
No. Omu didn't fall 300 years ago.
Well, I believe that's majority vote.
Well, who is going with you? I mean,
Well, I
you are
believe
taking me,
you have to
yes?
go first. Yes, you need to memorize the new location.
All right. Well, he puts out his hand. Let's go.
And
Alright.
as a player moment, this is a perfect time, by the way.
I was just thinking that, but then Alexandria would be alone, and you know, it depends.
How many people can you bring?
Just the one.
Yep, puts his hand out to yours. You take it.
Yeah, and I will cast Dimension Door, and I will bring us. Trying to decide if I want to do the dock or the hallway. The dock seems more epic, so I guess. Yeah, I'll bring him and myself to the dock.
Okay. You whisper the incantations, make the motion with your free hand, and the form of the devil face takes shape, and it turns its back to you, facing Brolin. Brolin, you'd see that sort of gaping mouth, always putting everyone off kilter. Not an easy thing to look at, and it turns slowly in your direction, and you see as Victor and Alexandria's forms begin to sort of like tear and shape as they get sucked into the void. Alexandria, I would like for you to make an intelligence, just an intelligence check.
There's a chance that they're about to bounce off of this face.
Use advantage.
Same.
Use advantage.
This is a good time.
Do you want to use an inspiration?
Sure, I'll use my inspiration.
Okay, I'm going to steal it from you and then give it right back to you for your current arc. Wow. Wow.
At least you don't bounce off the face. That thing looks sharp.
Okay. You recall with vivid detail in your realizations of the last few moments the obsessive part of your mind just hinging on exactly the location of where you were, remembering all the features of the horrors you've seen deeper down into this tomb, and you find it. I'm going to make you disappear here. And the next moment, you find yourself on the dock. It's at this point that I think I'll do some descriptions here. Even though we're not all here in this moment, this is a plan we've all conceived of together. I think it makes sense to just give a little bit of fun detail for everybody to hear in this moment. So, the first thing that sort of rattles in your ears is this mighty grinding sound. The very echo of machinery drowns out all else in this chamber, and you just hear these sounds of metal churning on metal. The vastness of the great gears that dominate this room move with a weight that seems just so incredible. These structures are just massive. I'll give a description of the actual area you're in. Let me find that, and then I'll give you a description of this entire area, and then of where you are currently at. Let me get to it really quick. Okay. A dark underground lake opens up before you, its ceiling festooned with chains and gears, some of which appear to have dwarves dangling from them. A gigantic, motionless stone cog rises from the water with two matching cogs connected to it. Rusty metal conduits stretch from the cavern's walls to the cogs. The water of the lake is slimy, with pinpricks of phosphorescent light twinkling in the murk. And the area that you are in right now, a worked stone column stretches from the bottom of the lake to the cavern roof and is attached to the nearby wall by a stone conduit. On one side of the column, steps of moss-covered stone climb from a stone dock to a landing whose stone door shows no handles or hinges. Ropes lash a pair of rowboats to a dock post, and a rusty iron cage wallows in the slime, held afloat by a chain and wench. Phosphorescent crabs gather at the bottom of the lake below the cage.
So we can see the crabs. So how deep is that water?
That water, it's about 20 feet deep.
Oh wow, so it's pretty clear then, despite the murk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You can, I would say, here, the cage itself looks as though it may be emitting some light to make it a little easier to see the bottom.
Gotcha. All right, she'll take a deep breath. Does it smell anything in particular down here?
You immediately get the scent of definitely that scent of iron, of steel sparking against steel. You get the smell of that sort of boggy, like sitting stale water that comes up as well. That's quite sour to the nostrils. And I would say, Alexandria, down this deep, a scent that would meet your nostrils and Victor's as well as there is the arcane ley lines. There is a static to the air.
Ooh. Pleasant, aside from the more pungent aromas.
Yeah, Victor looks around and says, he's just sort of completely awestruck. He says,
"You are not kidding, Alexandria. This place is much more than we ever anticipated. What in the nine hells?"
Study it well.
I am. He's looking around, and yeah, he keeps an eye on pretty much everything over. He sees up the steps, says, There's a door here. I don't see
worry about the
any
door.
others. Yes.
I'm going to inspect that while you worry about memorizing this place.
Of course not. Yes.
I'll step over there to give a look at the door. You said it's faceless, like it doesn't have any
Just
features?
seems, yeah, completely featureless.
No hinges, no way to open it.
Not from what you can see at the bottom of the stairs, no.
Well, I'm ascending the stairs. I would like to look at the door while he is concentrating.
Yeah, he's sitting there concentrating, looking around. Just make a perception check from the bottom of the stairs. That's where you're staying. Did you say you were going up the stairs, or you're staying at the bottom?
Well, you caught me. You've made a point to address whether I'm staying at the bottom.
I need to know. I need to know.
Yeah, we're gonna. You know what? We're just gonna give that a good old
You need to know if you trigger that
perception.
fireball trap.
There you
Yay!
go. There you go. Okay. Perception check.
Wow. Can I have your dice?
Let's see here.
It might be the same dice.
You perceive everything that I have just told you already.
Rip.
Nice.
So the question is, does Alexandria...
One thing to note. The moss on the stairs looks really slippery. Be careful. That would be the one thing.
Could I use prestidigitation to clean the moss away and make them just regular stone?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. You can move it away enough for you to walk on either side without taking too much time.
Okay. Then I will do that because somebody's going to have to stand on these stairs when we teleport everybody down. Cool.
Someone's going to slip on those stairs and take everyone out into the pool.
All right. So I guess I could ascend the stairs. I want to see if there's a way to open the door.
All right. As you ascend the stairs, you get about 3 steps up as you see something begin to form on the door. You watch as the stone immediately begins to meld and crack to form what looks to be the edges of a mouth. And it just... as you can see teeth beneath as some of the crumbling stone falls away on either side, and you hear a voice echo forth between those lips.
Who's that I taste? I am so hungry I could eat you alive. But I'll settle for something else. Something living. Something light.
And immediately Victor turns to you and says, "What are you doing? Are you okay? What's going on?" And he immediately stands. He's got like a spell readied. "What did you do?" And he...
Focus on the room, Victor.
He's like, "You have activated something."
Inadvertently.
Come now. Don't be shy. I'm hungry.
Cute.
Don't taunt the Dracolich.
You said there's crabs in the water.
Yes.
I want to feed him a crab.
Okay, they are 20 feet into the water.
Okay. I would like to cast Shape Water.
Okay, you want to use your
has
fourth level
a-
spell?
No.
Shape Water is his cantrip.
Oh,
That's my
shape
cantrip.
water is the cantrip.
It has a
It's not control. Yeah.
it has a 30-foot range. It's a 5-foot cube of water. I can see within that range, and I can freeze it. So I want to freeze a cube of water full of crabs.
Yeah, yeah, you totally
Nice.
can.
Oh,
You just
Alright.
lipstickled a
So
sushi.
I would also assume that since ice is buoyant, it would float to the surface, and then we can extricate it from the water.
Yeah,
I'll feed him a crabsicle.
yeah. You wanna you do so, and it freezes a block, and you see it just float up to the top.
Oh man, I feel so smart right now. Cool.
And
So,
it's how big of a block?
Well, it says 5 feet.
5 foot cube.
So it's a big old cube.
Nice. Sweet. So I guess we'll just feed it to him.
Yeah. How do you get the cube out? It probably weighs that ice, that water probably weighs a lot.
Oh well, that is also very easy.
In fact, hundreds and hundreds of pounds.
I can animate the water, so I can have it like pushed towards me. And
Can you?
I can, yeah, it says right here you can change the movement as long as it isn't.
You instantly move. Let me read the spell. You instantaneously move or otherwise change the flow of the water as you direct, up to 5 feet in any direction. This movement doesn't have enough force to cause damage. So you can, like, bump it up to you. It's still in the water. I don't think you can lift it out or anything as an ice cube.
An ice cube that big would weigh somewhere around 3.
But you said you were melting.
4,000 pounds.
You were gonna melt it. Was the plan?
Would it really weigh that much?
It's water.
Water is very heavy.
It's water.
I guess that's fair. It would. I mean, I could melt it up until it's about a size where I can get several crabs and then pick it out of the water. Would that be okay?
Yeah, totally. I just needed that detail to make sure that that's how you were going about it. So yeah, you can do so. And how many? You just grab and actually roll 2d6.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, as it melts, you're able to grab... God, you can grab a ton. There's so many. You could grab 11 if you wanted to. You can do less if you want to.
I mean, it's a big door, so I guess 11 crabs will be what we'll do.
Okay, absolutely.
All right, so she'll walk up to the door and says, well, if you're feeling hungry and you want something light, I hear seafood is perfect for that.
This is...
Care for a treat?
Feed me.
Right,
as you approach, the mouth opens up wide,
Yeah.
and you can see inside it is just a gaping void past the teeth and the stone tongue.
I'll give it a nice softball toss. Just underarm. Just whoop.
Yep. You throw them in, and it's just like... and it chews for a few times, and then... it spits out the shells into the water, and you hear them plunk, 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 plunk. And it just goes...
Thank you.
And as those words echo across the water, the mouth fades, and the door swings open.
My pleasure.
Beyond.
Hold on, brilliant. Brilliant
Yeah.
stroke.
Let me find this really quick. Believe it's in here. Let me just quickly check. Yep, it would be, wouldn't it? Okay. All right. Yep. You see a chamber beyond with what looks to be a spiral staircase. It descends, or ascends rather, up into darkness. The staircase walls seem to be lined with unlit torches and iron sconces and set within niches containing moldering humanoid skulls and bones. You would also notice that the path, there seems to be a path, a second path in this chamber, besides the spiraling stairs going up, a pathway leading to the south on this level.
Well, this will make War happy. Victor,
Yes.
I imagine we are set to return whenever you feel like you've memorized enough of this room.
One moment. He takes one of the, he goes over to the boat and unties a rope on the boat and just sort of lets it sort of begin to drift away a little bit. Oh no, he takes an oar. He grabs an oar from one of the boats. Says, just a little bit of security. He looks beyond and he says, "It seems as though you fooled that door into opening. This place is riddled with magic, and before we go back, may I speak with you?"
Well, you've already been taking the privilege thus far. And
I mean,
would
may
also
we take a
correct-
moment?
Yes. Though I will say, I less fooled the door than fed it. But
In any
go
case,
on.
He says, "You are magically inclined, obviously. And so am I. You also seem very curious about the facets of this place as much as I am. You are aware how much danger your friends are in, yes? How much danger we are in here. You, as someone who knows the magics of the world, can only understand the fate we are putting ourselves in. Yes?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it's a fate that's been thrust upon us.
Very true. I do not regret the place that I am now, not for a moment. But I want you to know that when you urge caution to the others, that I am on your side. They must understand the severity of this place. I don't know if some of them truly do or not. No one should think of this as a game. It's not. Our lives are at stake. And both you and I know the powers that are enlisted here are far beyond you or me. Whatever it took to build this place, the magic here is strong. I just want you to know that you have someone on your side and fighting for logic in the situations to come. I will take your voice. So far you have not swayed from my own beliefs.
She smiles and she says, well, it's good that somebody can keep their mind focused on the goals at hand. She extends hers and she says, I appreciate your candor.
And he puts his hand out and he'll grab it back and just says, oh, yes, thank you for your help.
And with that, I will dimension Doris back.
Okay.
I like that you two are both making plans to kill each other like an hour ago.
So yeah, you move to teleport back into the room. Make a quick intelligence check for me, Alexandria.
Second inspiration.
You
Oh,
can
yeah,
use your
did I
second
get
one.
one?
Yeah, you got another one back. Do you want?
Oh, fuck yeah, I'll use that.
Okay.
Alright, I think we were fine with the first
just
one.
just throw it onto the thing. I can't steal it from you for whatever reason.
Oh, alright. Oop. Hold on.
Oop.
Cool.
There you go. Where'd you throw it? Where'd you put it?
Onto the map.
Oh god. Oh, I see it. Okay, there we go. I was like, you guys are gonna find a big old D20 somewhere. Okay, and you rolled a 21. Excellent. So I'm going to here, boop, and pull us back this way. So it's been a little while since they've been gone. What has been happening in this chamber in the meantime?
I promise we'll come back. I promise.
They're gone for like a good 5 or 10 minutes before they come back. I would say more like 5. But what do you? I just want to know: is anybody doing anything, or are y'all just waiting patiently for their return?
So we got even odds that they flatted themselves, right?
What, did you say Vladed?
Flatted.
Oh.
Splatted.
Oh, Vladed.
Oh,
Vladed.
I was like, I immediately thought of Vladimir from League of Legends. I'm like, what?
Valfine is pacing across from the group on the other side of the sarcophagus, back and forth.
Your girlfriend and boyfriend did just disappear into a puff of
There's a
angry magic.
serious conflict going on here, yeah.
Knowing full well that one of them wants to murder the other one.
Mm-hmm.
Ready?
Oh, before you teleported back, I want to come back to this room Victor did have one more thing to say. He would have divulged to you, Valoria, that he can only teleport once a day before you took him back.
Well, please forgive me if this sounds insulting, but I didn't believe you had wells so deep as to do that more than once.
This is someday maybe, but only once. I was never going to use it for the Red Wizards beyond the first time, but I will use it for us.
Well, wait a second. Just to clarify, you mean once per day, or
Once
just
per day.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for a minute there, you had me a little worried, and you were about to tell me you were going to burn a scroll, and that was going to be it.
So one hit.
That would
wonder
have been
there.
way funnier.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
good.
pulls out a scroll, and we're like, "Oh shoot!"
Oh, good God damn it!
Okay,
And
well,
everyone makes a dexterity check to try to dive out of the teleport.
is there anything happening in the room before they come back? You said Valfine's pacing.
Valfine's pacing like she's okay at hiding it, not super.
War's kind of thinking out loud.
You doing all right over there, War?
Yeah, I'm just thinking, if this is the maintenance tunnels thing, he has to be ready for people to go this way. If it were me, that's where I'd put my second strongest thing to guard.
Why would you leave the back door unlocked?
Don't. It was hidden, to be fair, but
Regardless,
Not very
if
well.
he's been here for hundreds of years, centuries, my thought was also someone that obsessive and someone with that much planning to make this would not simply leave a back door.
One does not simply walk into the Tomb of Annihilation.
well, if you do want to reset all these things, you have to have somebody get there to do it.
That is true, but you can also give the person that needs to get there the keys.
But if there are keys, then it's a weakness.
Tunnels are also a weakness, though. You could have just made the rooms reassemble themselves.
Would that be possible?
I think, judging by what we've seen so far, there's a lot that is more possible than we can imagine.
Instead of having dwarves have to come in and shoddily put things back together. Did you see them trying to reassemble that jaw?
Yeah, they fell apart right in front of the thing.
Well, they've done their job good enough to kill everyone else that's come in here.
I don't think it was the dwarves.
Not specifically them, but the traps they maintain.
Also, I'm trying to get Brolin to guess how old via 20 questions Whipple Spark is.
I don't know, 250?
Can't just make straight guesses. Who does that?
You haven't met me very long, have you?
No, I've known you for about a day and a half.
I'm sure we'll get along, I hope. Seems a lot of intellectuals other than Veilfiend don't like me.
Yeah.
Don't tell him.
As the moments pass by, it is not before long, though it feels like forever for some people, that you see the spark in the air, and the face of the dimension door appears. Make sure to spend that spell slot for that guy, and the
Will do.
Yep. You once again see. Oh, geez. Is this? Oh, I'm on War. Get me off this level. Okay, that's why I can't get.
Hello.
So War, you kind of get jostled out of the way for a second. It won't actually be like a hit or anything, but the mouth opens, you see their forms come from the void, and they step back in. Both of them looking to be like, this is both arcane trained people. Victor even more so than Alexandria. When you make your way through, they both look just like they step through a door. No lag.
Can Valfine make an insight check anyway?
For what? To insight. Yeah, for what do you insight?
Something happened while they were gone.
Oh yeah, go for an insight check. I think you're immediately
extra paranoia.
Both your in your love triangle thing. Both of them left, so I think it would be an immediate like
what? Reading their faces, like body language.
Yeah.
Are there any wounds?
Make an insight check. Just make an insight check for me.
Now the love triangle has 3 sides.
Even though they've been gone for 5 minutes, there's a little bit of a level of like a knowing, like, yeah, you know, we had some time. Not like, oh, they're buddy, but there is with a 19 insight, I think there is a feeling that they're coming back through something. They talked about something. Like there's something. There was a conversation. You think?
So I think she kind of.
They were down there for 5 minutes. That's something happened.
But they look. Takes a deep breath and lets it out. Yeah.
Victor looks pretty happy about the situation. He says, well, it worked out perfectly. He has an oar in his hand. He's got a full-sized oar that belongs to like a dinghy boat. He says, with this, we are going exactly down where we were just before. Though there isn't quite a lot of room, but I think I'll be able to manage it. You all can swim, right?
I'll hold my breath.
We'll pull you out of the water. It won't be a big deal. Nothing dangerous, I promise you.
Going on vacation, are you?
Says, Alexandria here already got past the first challenge down there. Tell them.
What do you mean?
So wait, there's challenges down there?
So, there appears to be a stairwell that heads upwards, as well as to other locations. I had hoped that I could open the door to the docks and present more room for us. This was successful, but where I thought it was a normal door, it apparently had a mouth and was hungry, but it's okay. I fed it and it's gone, and...
So we're just going down the right-hand tunnel of the death maze.
Potentially.
Yeah, like I said, you'd have guard here. I'd put my second strongest thing in this end.
Well, if that was the second strongest thing, then I would say we're in luck, because it's already been pacified.
Indeed.
I doubt that would be it. But that didn't end up with you getting eaten.
It seemed as though she handled the door quite well, actually. It seemed completely pacified. I would say that Alexandria made the right move.
God forbid if it's still hungry. I didn't get every crab.
There crabs down there?
In the water.
Now Brolin's
you'll
sold.
see shortly.
Yes.
Oh, and you can study them, and then you can turn into a crab.
They light.
It doesn't work.
The light.
It doesn't work that way. It kind of does, but it
You
doesn't.
just said you needed to study them.
Well, if we are
Would you
all
not be
ready... Go ahead, sorry.
You would
I was
probably.
literally just going to start shit. We can proceed past that.
That's what I figured.
If this could go on for a while, you probably want to just pull the trigger.
I can get us down there. Now, if everybody is ready, have any of you teleported before?
Valfine gives him, like, dagger eyes.
He doesn't even look at you when he says that.
Whipplesbark has a sort of a twitch to him a little bit about teleporting.
He says, I can guarantee you, as long as I have this sacred item, we will get to our destination.
Sacred?
Yeah, he did. We will get to our destination without any problem.
Yeah. They said during the spell plague.
He kind of looks over to you for a moment and just says, I guarantee you, I wield nothing so vibrant. This is simply a teleport spell. Powerful magic, but trained.
I have not.
Alright. Well, there's going to be a sense of unease shifting through, even in places of the same plane, let alone of different ones, can be very racking to the mind. It takes a moment for the rest of the senses to catch up. You may feel yourself split, but I promise you will come all back together at the end. Some of you may vomit. Some of you will vomit, for sure.
There will be water.
But there will be water. Try to project there and not on any of your friends, if you can. Well, if we're ready, it is only going to take me a minute to summon this. Just give me a moment, please, and ready yourselves.
I'm so excited for you guys to see this.
What'd you say,
Sorry.
War? No, you're good.
Can you let us know, like, 5 seconds before?
I will let you know. And he begins to just make movements with his hands, whisper words underneath his breath, and you see his arcane runes begin to form, not only around him, but around each of you. And you feel almost like some of you who have a magical sense would feel that this is a calibration of sorts. Wherever you move, these different rings of arcane magic seem to follow you, and they seem to just be going into place around you one at a time, attuning you to the magic of the spell. The minute goes by quite quickly before he says, "Alright, we're ready. 3, 2,
Is closing his eyes and taking a deep breath.
1. And you all watch as the room around you goes dark. It fades as if somebody has just completely turned the lights off. You feel no movement. You still feel as though you are standing exactly in the place that you were before, but as a moment passes and another, you start to feel the room almost begin to spin. Your equilibrium put completely off, as if somebody had just spun you in a chair 20, 30 times over, and you start to feel yourself shift and move, trying to find your footing. And at the point, the freaking moment where you feel yourself, I'm falling, I'm gonna fall, you immediately see the darkness turn to light, and you find your footing. Your equilibrium comes back into place. You feel that split as if you were leaving a part of yourself behind just by a little bit, and it just dragged before it met the rest of you. And as it comes back, I'd like everyone except for Alexandria and Valfine and Whifflespark. So Brolin and War, please make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
Whoop.
Nice. Nice.
You want me to make a
Whoa.
Wow. Yeah, you don't have to make one, Alexandria. You guys to the other side. I'm going to show your tokens. You feel it come up, but both of you manage to keep it down.
That wasn't very pleasant.
Okay.
First time.
Yeah. Yeah, teleporting. Yeah. Yeah.
You'll get used to it.
All right.
I will.
Yeah.
Can you ping us so that we actually are in the right spot?
I will.
Never mind, I found us.
Sorry, I have to. Some people went in a kind of a weird direction. One second, I just received a thing. I just have before I describe anything to anybody.
Does look nice. And these gears are stationary, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I'm going to read the description one more time while I wait for a response on something. I'm going to put everybody in. A couple people will fall into the water.
Probably have War be one of the people who fell in the water, just for.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's fine.
I helped for that.
That's fine.
I think Victor did warn him, so.
Okay, I'm gonna
Yep.
give this description while I wait for a solid response on this.
I like that everyone fell in the water except for Victor and Alexandria. Wait, I'm on top of something. Never mind, I'm good.
Okay. A worked column, a stone column, stretches from the bottom of the lake to the cavern roof and is attached to a nearby wall by a stone conduit. On one side of the column, steps of moss-covered stone climb from a stone dock to a landing whose stone door shows no handles or hinges, but is open. Ropes lash a pair of rowboats to a dock post, and a rusty iron cage wallows in the slime, held afloat by a chain wench. Phosphorescent crabs gather at the bottom of the lake below the cage. Now, to detail the lake that you are in, it is a dark underground lake, and it opens up before you, its ceiling festooned with chains and gears, some of which appear to have dwarves dangling from them. A gigantic, motionless stone cog rises from the water, with two matching cogs connected to it, and rusted metal conduits stretch from the cavern walls to the cogs themselves. The water of the lake is slimy, with pinpricks of phosphorescent light twinkling in the murk. Okay, I got a response on that, so we're good. And you all see the vast, massive inner workings of this chamber as you lift your friends from the water onto the dock proper. And that, my friends, is where we are going to end our session for the night, as we delve into the belly of the beast. And we will pick up there next time. Cha-cha!
Isn't this crazy? Those fucking gears. I got the spooks when I saw them.
Oh, and there's music for this. I made sure to cater music for every part of this thing. So we are here. The music will change. It will be this instead after it plays.
At some point, we should probably go check out the other tombs, because
Jesus,
some of those items will probably be useful.
I don't know why it's not playing. No, my music. Come on.
I can hear it.
Oh, you can hear it? I can't.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
I can't hear it. Let me refresh. Oh, it just started. For me, I'll refresh. I just want the stream to hear it since I've got it recorded.
It's like, so you've opened up the janitor's closet, have you? Think you've uncovered everything there is?
I don't know if it's gonna load for me. I have to see it next.
Well, everyone has skeletons in the closet.
Get out of here.
My Streamlabs recording, I didn't have my mic for 90% of that.
Oh, no. From that, I missed just like I saw that my mic was actually off for just the very beginning, so we missed the beginning of the Valfine Alexandria conversation in the hall, unfortunately. But I noticed it and I picked it up immediately. I was like, we can't. That would have sucked if we completely lost this episode.
Yeah.
All right,
I have everybody else's audio. It was just my mic was
all
off
good.
or whatever. So any of that we would have gotten.
We're gonna use this cut, so it's not gonna be a big deal. But all right, very cool. Thank you to those who are. I clicked the wrong button. Excuse me. Thank you to those who have joined us on our YouTube adventures through Tomb of Annihilation. And catch us next time when we come back for our third episode, which should be next weekend, right? Yeah, or next week upcoming. Yes. Yeah, next Monday upcoming for our next episode of Tomb of Annihilation. And thank you guys for joining me. And awesome roleplay today. It was a lot of roleplay. We may have only advanced one room, but it was good. It was worth it. Very cool. All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye.